All right, so moving forward, now that you've made all of your changes and alterations to each one of your Photoshop files, you've set your layer, your adjustments and filters up, and you've used your toolbar on the side here in order to clean up and edit some of the information that you have on here. You can now write them out to JPEG like you've done in the past for the introductory pages. So I'm not going to run through this process completely, but I'm just going to say you go to File and Save for Web. Check that video, make sure all your settings are right, and hit save. Once you've done that, you should be able to have them here saved and ready to go. So here are all those files right here, and I'll kind of bring this out and just show you. I've written out each one of those into a JPEG, and now I can bring them into my InDesign file. So here's my InDesign file. Remember the process for this, I've been just copying these and pasting them. And look, they paste right perfect into place. That was nice. And then you can select just one of them and go File, Place. And obviously you want to navigate to the right location here and be able to place those into the right zone. So if I go to my PC here and go to my drive where I'm saving it now, there it is. I can go to my exercises. There we are, 03 arrow symbol, arrows and symbols. And I can select these, right? So I'm going to select that first page and look right there, perfect, it updates. I'm going to select the next page and go place, file place, select the second page. There we go. And I want to take both of these again, Control C, Control V. They paste perfectly in place. And I can now make them page 3 and page 4 of the arrows. So now I'm starting to really populate my portfolio here in InDesign. I've got my introductory page, I've got my table of content pages, I've got my introduction to my exercises, and now I've got one out of the many exercises that I obviously need to do. So moving forward, you can repeat this process over and over again for each of these individual exercises until you reach obviously the limit of how many pages you run into. At that point, you should be at the projects and ready to move forward into your projects, which we'll discuss down the line. Keep in mind, as I've mentioned, you can add pages. You can shift pages around using this pages area. This is how you add pages, and you can delete pages as well. And you can actually shift them around. So if you've created a bunch of pages here and you find, oh, well, I need to add more, you can click here and click the Add Create Pages button, and it will add to this. So now that I have these in here, there's something important that I want to talk about. And it has to do with possibly making a change to one of these documents. So let's say, for instance, and I'll zoom in here a little bit. Let's say, for instance, I spelt something wrong and I caught it, right? Maybe I spelt the word arrows wrong. Or maybe I don't want it on both sides. I decide I'm looking at this, hey, it looks good on one side, but I don't really want it on the other. I think I'm going to remove it from this one and this one here. So this is page 2. So I would want to navigate back to Photoshop, go to that file. Once I'm on that file, let's say I didn't want this text any longer or I needed to make any kind of change anywhere, make the change that you need to make. After that change has been made, you're going to do the save for web process one more time, right? You'll overwrite the file that you had initially, right? So make sure to overwrite that initial file. Let me just go ahead and locate it again. So it's right here. So I'm just going to hit save. It's going to say this already exists. So I'll say replace. Perfect. It's now replaced it. And if I go over here into InDesign, you'll notice already, without me doing anything at all, I have this triangle here with an exclamation point. Essentially, that's telling me that this file has changed and that it needs to be updated. It's as easy as just clicking on the link. So you want to go to the links area here, and you should be able to locate that file. This will bring any of those links up to the top. Now, it looks like it actually automatically did it. All I had to do was just click on that arrow, that triangle there, and it updated. So let's just verify one more time that that's exactly how this is done. So maybe I'm making the decision, okay, I do want that back again. So I'm going to re-save for web one more time. Save. It's in the correct location. I'm going to replace the file. And then I'm going to go back to InDesign. There's that notification again. It's not the chain link, but it's the exclamation point in a triangle. If you just click that, it updates it automatically. You don't have to go to your links or anything like that. But this is where it tells you what links might be out of date and that you need to go up to and click on, right? So it's as easy as that, as updating a link, bringing in your next set of pages here, and being able to move on in your portfolio and continue adding exercises. And if you decide that you make changes and they're already in here, just write over the JPEG and then update the link by clicking on the exclamation point.